Haaland first of all.
Yeah.
I wanted to. We will talk KDB. I wanted to bring up Haaland because he went through ridiculous levels of criticism a few weeks ago. Roy Keane, a legend of my football club, one of the best midfielders the Premier League has ever seen, an amazing footballer, an amazing leader. But his comments about Erling Haaland, I thought were hyperbolic at best, disgustingly disrespectful at worst, saying that he's a League Two player. He comes on, seals the deal today, Hamza, for you with a really well taken goal.
Talk about Haaland.
Impressive, yeah, completely. He's a guy. He's missed many months. He's come in when we needed him, and he's obviously had a rough time this season. There's a lot of things that's been going off his family life, and we know these footballers are human beings. He lost his grandma this season, and it's hard to lose your loved one and go through and still continue to play. And he's been playing with a stress fracture. We're hearing that he's been playing with injuries, getting injection and painkillers, but despite that, we're top of the league. No, he's the top scorer, and today to come back when we need you most, and the composure he had in front of goal to dribble in a big game, in a game that we needed to win. This is when I talk about great players. They could disappear a couple of weeks, but when you need them, they will always pop up. There's a reason why Haaland is special. I'm sorry to say this about Terry. Roy Keane, obviously, he's emotional. He was a great player. But we know Roy Keane often calls out players. Even he called out his own player when he was playing for United in the Middlesbrough game, I remember. So Roy Keane would say something so emotionally driven, which is wrong. You can't be a Division 2 player, banging 50 goals a season, breaking all the records. The only Division 2 player I see is the guy that couldn't even score against Coventry, Haaland. My guy is scoring big games. Today you saw composure in front of goal. He changed the game. The link-up play, the dribble he had. He changed the whole thing. And for us to win this way, he should be congratulated. People should say, wow, what a performance. Lack of match fitness. He's come in there, and we want to know because he changed the game completely. And KDB was impressive. Yeah. And you know what? This is why he's the best striker in front of goal. Because he can go missing.
9 minutes, Professor.
Can I,
before you go on to KDB, and scored in 9 minutes.
Before you go on to KDB, I want to. Do you guys think that Erling Haaland now, that his first season was fantastic and amazing? You guys think Erling Haaland now can be, because Man City have the position all the time, there is no spaces, can be a bench player until the game opens up a little bit so he can have spaces and score these goals? Do you guys think that can be the case?
No way, no chance.
What?
He's such a great player that
Is this a
why not? I'm being serious, by the way.
I'm really being serious.
Wallahi, I'm being serious.
If a striker, tell me a striker that is guaranteeing you to bang you at least 30 goals.
No one.
How can you?
Can I ask you something? Why Haaland in the games that don't have spaces a little bit doesn't contribute a lot? Yeah, he might get a tap in here, he might get a goal in here. Why does he more when Luton opened up? He scored 5 goals today when the game opened up. Fantastic goal, by the way. It was absolutely brilliant. He taking the guy, great finish. But when there is spaces, don't you think that because you're Manchester City and you're the best team in the world in having the position and smothering the opposition and having all of that, don't you think that Erling Haaland suits more a team that is opening up a little bit?
I think there's two things why he didn't bang this season. One, I think Gundogan used to link up with him very well and used to play the through balls fantastically. And the second thing, he used to have the left back and the left winger who are Grealish. And Grealish and him used to link up. Grealish, unfortunately, has been injured. So he's missed out the two most crucial players that he often plays well with. Gundogan was a big blow because how many assists did Gundogan used to make towards? But whenever he makes a run, we don't pick him up. I've seen him. Bernardo's not picking him up until KDB.
Hamza, where are the runs? Hamza, there are no spaces for Man City. Hamza, there are no spaces. Most of the teams you guys play, there are no spaces for Haaland to run into, unless you are winning 1-2-0. Like that's
to your point, Mo. To your point,
I'm basically off because today when he had space,
said he needs to be on the bench.
Yeah, that's the crazy part. That's the crazy part.
Why? Can you explain why it's a crazy take?
Yeah,
why is a crazy take?
It's a crazy take because the hardest thing to do is to score goals, and you're going to want a player that puts the fear of death in these defenders. There's a reason why he gets 2-3 people occupying him and trying to suffocate and take away the supply line because he's that important.
Oh, okay.
So if you have that as a threat, then it's on the rest of the 10 players to make it work around
So
him.
his job is to distract the people.
No,
not
his
to
job
score
is that
goals.
he's so clinical, so dangerous that sometimes an opposition team is going to focus on stopping him. So the
Yep.
rest need to
Are
need
they
to do their
allowed?
job.
Are they okay? Can they stop him though? When
If you have 3 players trying to stop one player, yes, I think it's possible. But look, when we've
Okay.
had games when Alvarez has started instead of Haaland, I don't think you've seen much more goal threat from an Alvarez, right? If you're gonna credit him for more of a build-up play, the same thing. We want goals though. So in that position, I think we need Haaland first. Pep's been trying
Okay.
to figure out how to have Haaland and Alvarez, but there is no way the Prem goal record holder is
Oh
going
my
to
God.
be an impact sub.
No, I agree. Listen, I've defended Haaland so much. I know City fans are going, "You got an agenda against my club." I don't. I think it's mad how I can have an agenda against the club, but also say that you're the best team in the world and consistently praise how good you are. And then I defend Haaland like he's one of my players. Yes, there's areas that his game needs to improve on. I know people in the comments have already said, "Oh, it wasn't his finishing that was criticised; it's his overall play." I don't know what this means anymore. I understand that peak level, not even Aguero's, but Benzema's and Harry Kane's, they have attributes to their game that Haaland doesn't. But equally, Haaland is a better goal scorer than these individuals. At the age he's at, he's doing a lot more than what these guys were. And he's got other areas that will develop. I understand if you need a player that has a Harry Kane or a Benzema skill set, where they're more multifaceted, and there's a good choice of strikers out there. Maybe you wouldn't pick a Haaland for your team if you needed someone like a Harry Kane. But City don't need a number 9 who is an elite level facilitator because of all the quality creators they have around him.
Want
So
a winner.
it's about the blend.
And they
And I
don't
think
have scoring wingers either. That's another thing.
So from my point of view, I've just felt that the criticism of Haaland is almost, he's been so brilliant since he broke through in Europe a few years ago. People were waiting for a little bad patch, and his bad patch is still better than most people's purple patches. And then there was this massive pile on him with just, again, exaggerated, hyperbolic, over the top analysis with, forget what Roy Keane said. People online jumped on it because there are some people online that still to this day, they assess football players like it's ballet, like it's breakdancing, like it's gymnastics, and all the form and how this looks, or how a player makes me feel. I understand how important that is, but at the same time, some of these guys that I see say it, I then see him tweet about a striker from the 90s who was no different to a Haaland and go, "This guy was a legend and a baller." I'm like, no, he was okay at hold-up play, but he was just an elite level finisher. By the way, Haaland scoring at 2 to 3 times the rate this man was. It's all just a lot of it is nonsense when it comes to him.